Coming here tonight, Jimmy, obviously, given the struggles away from home, you made changes to the starting 11 tonight, brought Alex Finney in for his first start, a difficult evening for him.
It was indeed. I decided to play a back four with Alex Finney in. He's our quickest defender at the club, and we wanted to stop McCormack getting on the ball in midfield, who seems to engineer a lot of Brentford's attacks. So the plan was to push Josh Vella onto him high up the pitch, in the knowledge that hopefully we stop Brentford playing through us, but with having a back four with potentially more pace than if David Weeter had played, we certainly shouldn't get done with any balls over the top. And that seemed to be our problem, whether it was the starting positions of the back four or just anticipation of the 60-70 yard ball down the pitch or diagonal balls. Defenders aren't reading it, but that for me is quite basic defending in order to cope with, and it's something we didn't do.
Yeah, I guess it's the nature of the goals that you're particularly disappointed with there.
Yeah, I mean the second goal to get nudged off the ball in that area is criminal, and the third goal to have a free header inside the 6 yard box is also criminal defending. Poor goals concede, and when you come into an away ground looking to stop the opposition playing and knowing that you've got pace in the back half of your team in order to cope with any potentially good movement over the top that Brentford might have. We didn't feel they had any particularly quick forwards. It would just be quite good movement, and we failed to cope with runs in behind.
You made a change at half time, brought David Weeter on, and I thought second half you looked far more solid as a team.
Yes, we did look far more solid as a team. We impressed upon the players at half time that we've got to get the football forward quicker. We've got to fill areas of the pitch where the ball potentially might land, and we're perhaps more direct in our approach. But we're trying to get the boys to play in the opposition's half, which we've attempted to do from day one. And that's been the objective from day one, to play higher up the pitch. They did that second half, so they must have proved to themselves that it's a better way of playing for this particular squad of players.
Another impressive performance, particularly in the second half, from Kane Woolery, whose pace continues to cause problems for the opposition.
Yeah, Kane's done well. Just only changed him in the last 5 minutes, knowing that little Alex Samazade has got the capability of knocking one in from 25 yards, which Kane perhaps hasn't. Kane's pace is more down the side of defenders and maybe possibly finishing one-on-one with the keeper. I know Alex can strike a good ball from 25-30 yards. I've seen him hit goals, so I thought he might actually create something out of nothing rather than Kane running down the side of the defenders. So that was the reason for the change, just to see if that could spur us on to a second goal.
Zach Clough, of course, tucked away the penalty with real composure. I guess sometimes people just forget how young he is still.
Yeah, he did finish it very well, and Zach's found himself playing in a number of different positions to perhaps where he's played earlier in the season, and without a recognised striker, target man on the pitch, with Gary Medine being injured, we just felt it's perhaps Zach's the one who's had to maybe change positions. We did play him up front on his own to start with, and it was always going to be hard going. You're relying upon the rest of the midfield to feed him with some quality balls on the ground and not in the air. And I think he hit the post first half, if I'm not mistaken, so he could have found himself with a couple of goals tonight.
Just one final one, Jimmy, of course, obviously 6 games to play, 17 points from safety, I think it is now. What's the mindset now between now and the end of the season?
Well, the mindset's got... We really are just playing for pride, on a personal note for the players, but also for a club we're looking forward to or towards next season. And obviously the new owners will be looking at contracts, playing staff, which players they think should be kept in the building, and which players they're looking to move on, and which players are out of contract that they might want to renew. So for any of the players, there's still a lot to be played for in these 6 games. And from a personal point of view, and myself and the staff, we don't want it to fade out. We've got huge home games left in Middlesbrough, Hull and Charlton, and it's about time we gave the supporters something to shout about, because yet again they gave us great support tonight on a Tuesday night in London.
Thanks very much, Jimmy. Thank you.